So, Season 9 Bowl season is underway. New Orleans Bowl, we got Tennessee State, the champions of the MEAC, taking on the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. Speaking of the champions of the MEAC, later on in this video, we're going to talk about the MEAC scenario in real life. After the games that happened this past weekend, especially that one up there in Washington, D.C., that just blew the MEAC wide open, but we're going to talk about that later. Southern Mississippi steps back to pass. Look at that catch right there. Goodness. That was a beautiful spiral pass, and the Golden Tigers strike first. Now, not much happened in this game. Tennessee State, they tried to do some things. They couldn't really get anything going on offense. Defense can only do so much, but look at that play right there. Touchdown, Tennessee State Tigers. Eddie George got this team balling in real life too, by the way. So Southern Mississippi takes the lead right there, 10-7, and that's pretty much a wrap for this game, man. Southern Mississippi, they win the New Orleans Bowl. Tennessee State had a pretty good showing, but in the end, Southern Mississippi just did enough to get the win. 13-7 is your final score. Tennessee State, they had a good season. They did win the MEAC. They did get to a bowl game. They just couldn't get over that hump. So here we go. Speaking of humps, let's see what Howard does in real life this weekend. But this time we got them in Orlando, Florida for the Champ Sports Bowl. They're taking on the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Howard could have won this conference in the video game. They might win the conference in real life this coming weekend. They might be on their way to Atlanta. But again, we'll talk about that later. So right here, they're up 10-0 on the Wolfpack from Raleigh, North Carolina. But let's go later on in the game. Howard's forced to punt. Waiting for it is a returner for South Carolina State. It's an impact player at wide receiver, as a matter of fact. And he takes this thing all the way back for a touchdown. And just like that, North Carolina State is back in this game. Great return by Davis. 30-19 situation now. Howard steps back to pass. He's in trouble. He's sacked into the end zone. That's a layup, slam dunk, whatever you want to call it. That's a safety. And that's enough to beat the Howard Bison. North Carolina State take this bowl game 15-10. Howard finishes the season at 9-3. Great showing, but again, they didn't do enough on offense. The defenses are showing out. They just can't get nothing going on offense for real. But then we go down to Mobile, Alabama. We got Mississippi Valley State coming in at 8-3, taking on the Tulane Green Wave of Conference USA. As you know, Tulane is not in this conference anymore in real life. They are not in the AAC. And it looks like they're doing a damn thing in that conference right now, man. Especially since they beat my USC Trojans in the Cotton Bowl last season. I'm still pissed off about that game, by the way. So here goes Mississippi Valley State. We kick off the game. And here goes the first play. It's a disaster for the Tulane Green Wave. My dog, he going to return the punt, and he got stripped. He dropped it on the turf. And the Delta Devils from Ida Bena Misha ship and recover it. We have a flag on the play, though. What's the call? It was clipping on the return, so it just makes things worse for Tulane. They have the ball. Well, the Delta Devils have the ball in the red zone. So there goes the handoff. Look at this run right here. You know Mississippi Valley State, they've been running that option all through this series, and they're not going to change that. So here goes Tulane trying to make some move. It's 3-0, and there goes a pick six for Mississippi Valley State. Great job right there by the defense. Mississippi Valley State in this series, they've always had a solid defense. So then we go to kickoff. Valley still making noise. My dog gonna take this return right here. He's gonna field it around the goal line. He's gonna take it up the left sideline, breaking tackles, going into Tulane territory, and this man is taking that thing all the way to a crib for a Mississippi Valley State touchdown. And that's your ball game. 20-6 is your final score. Great end to the season for Mississippi Valley State. They are now 9-3 on the season. Too bad for Tulane. They was hoping to get one more win and prove that W column, but they finished at an even 6-6. Mississippi Valley State has been low-key making noise over the last few years. With cats like Joe Randall, and I forgot that quarterback they had, but they're making some good noise. So now we go down to San Diego, California. We got the Tulsa Green Wave taking on the Grambling State Tigers, the G-Men. Bowl eligible once again, 6-5 on the season. Didn't have a stellar season like they did in season 8. But nevertheless, don't take that back. They did. I forgot. They didn't win a game in season 8. I'm tripping. But anyway, So Tulane takes that pick six back. It's 10-0 in favor of the Golden Hurricane. Pause. So there goes a play fake. We throw it downfield. My dog gonna catch it right there. He's gonna get inside the red zone. And Tulane will take that back. Not Tulane. Tulsa is clicking. And there goes a touchdown on the toss play. Tulsa's now up 17-0. And it just looks like nothing's gonna go Grambling's way. So here goes a shotgun set, 2nd and 16 at the Grambling 31-yard line. All through the pass right there, and that's caught for a touchdown. Just not a good day for the Grambling State Tigers as they lose 27-6. The Tulsa Golden Hurricane Paws are your Ncaa Bowl champions. But enough about that. We'll talk about the rest of the bowl games on the next video. We got a situation in real life with the MEAC Conference. So in case you didn't see the game last week, the Howard Bison got their payback from how Central blew them out last season in Durham, North Carolina. They put up 50 on them. And now because of that, we have a three-way tie between Morgan State, Howard, and Central. All three teams are now 3-1 in conference play. You see the schedule for this weekend. Central is playing Delaware State. Morgan State is playing Howard. So here are the scenarios. Howard, plain and simple, win and you're in. All you have to do is beat Morgan State this weekend. You are going to Atlanta, Georgia. We're still waiting to see who's going to be coming out the SWAC. We still got to see who's coming out the SWAC West, as a matter of fact. We know FAMU got the SWAC East locked up. But Howard just has to win and they're in. For the Morgan State Bears, they might catch the short end of the stick. They have to defeat Howard, but they also need Central to lose. They need Central to lose to Delaware State. Delaware State, keep in mind, I believe it's 1-8 or 1-9. They haven't looked good at all this season, and it looks like it's unlikely that the Hornets of Delaware will pull off that victory versus Central. The Eagles of Durham, North Carolina, they not only have to defeat Delaware State, they need Howard to lose. The Central Eagles will be the biggest Morgan State fans this weekend. They need Morgan State to pull off this victory over the Howard Bison, and they got to make sure they take care of business when they take on Delaware State and Durham, North Carolina. This is a beautiful stadium, by the way. Beautiful football field. I always wanted to go to a game here. Maybe I will in the future sometime. But anyway, that's your scenario for the MEAC Championship in real life. Join us next time. We're going to talk about the SWAC West. Peace.